Good day, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Teddy, and I'm a fourth year student at Centurion campus. In this video, I will be taking you through a timeline period from 1989 to 1994, focusing more on the dismantling of the apartheid era or policies. Now, the main event of 1989 was the election of F.W. de Klerk as the president of South Africa. His presidency was characterized by the willingness to transition from apartheid, or the willingness to dismantle policies of segregation, because following his election, South Africa foresaw the unbanning of anti-apartheid organizations such as ANC, the release of political heroes such as Mandela, and that was the main event of 1989. Now, moving on is 1990, of which the main event of 1990 was the release of Nelson Mandela after spending 27 years in prison. Now, this showed the willingness I was talking about of F.W. de Klerk of a smooth transitioning, because he released Mandela and other political figures, and that's when they started with formalizing the negotiations of transition, and that was the main event of 1990. It was the release of political heroes and unbanning of anti-racist and anti-apartheid movements. Moving on to the next year is 1991, of which the main event of 1991 is the establishment of the CODESA, or the Convention for a Democratic South Africa. As I've already mentioned, that F.W. de Klerk, due to various factors, including the international community, the pressure within the ground or within society in South Africa, led him to actually dismantling or coming with policies of reforming. And then this is what happened with some of those goals of F.W. de Klerk. Along him and Nelson Mandela and the National Party and other parties involved in South Africa organized what we call CODESA, and in CODESA, that's where political and economic decision moving forward with the transition was taking place, and that was the main event of 1991. Moving on to 1992 is the political violence and the political tensions that arose. Many research shows that political tensions and violence were a result of not finding a common goal towards a democratic South Africa, not finding common grounds, and this led to this political violence between whites and blacks and blacks, especially IFP and ANC supporters. Moving on to 1993, which is the next year, the main event in 1993 was the establishment of the interim constitution. Now, the interim constitution was actually a framework that gave birth to the current constitution of South Africa. Lastly is 1994. 1994 is regarded as the birth year of the current South Africa. The first the first black president was born. The first democratic state was born, and we 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 characterized ourselves as a unique, diverse, rainbow nation. And these are all the main events that happened between the period of 1989 and 1994. Thank you.